You're saving people's lives, short-term and long-term. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Arizona front and center tonight in the rollout of COVID vaccines. President Biden and Vice President Harris getting a virtual tour of the mass vaccination site at State Farm Stadium.
They asked questions, they listened to the process and offered some praise surrounding this operation in Glendale. But as we know, vaccine distribution has been far from smooth in our state. And some of what came out of the president's tour is causing some confusion tonight for quite a few Arizonans.
The state health director touting a new +1 option. It's when someone who is eligible for a shot can bring someone else along, possibly to get one too. But it's not just a free-for-all. There's a lot at play here, and tonight our Ashley PAREDEZ is clearing up the confusion.
Those with a vaccination appointment at State Farm Stadium can bring a +1. That second person might get a vaccination, but it's not a guarantee. It depends on several things, including that day's vaccine supply.
So we want to make sure that all of those around some of our vulnerable residents are protected.
Dr. Kara Chris touting the vaccination of +1s while speaking with President Biden and Vice President Harris on Monday. That happening during the virtual tour of the state's COVID vaccination site at State Farm Stadium in Glendale.
I was pleased and a little surprised to hear that if a caretaker drove somebody, or if I assume a family member drove someone who qualifies to get the shot, they would also qualify as well. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a clinical decision made on site at the time. It depends on our vaccine supply and the capacity that we have at the site to be able to register that additional person. But we really try.
Failing to stress it's a rarity. Many people pointing that out and sharing their experience.
It was misleading just because it wasn't true. It wasn't a +1. It wasn't for caregivers or persons in the car with them.
Kim Carrion taking her 80-year-old mother who suffers from lung disease at the end of January. Carrion asking if she could get vaccinated as well, being that she is a caregiver, but she says she was denied.
It wasn't like, hey, let me check and see, or, oh, they already told us, everybody showed up for their appointments, or, nothing. It was just a straight out no.
The Arizona Department of Health Services later saying no one should go to the site expecting vaccination unless they have an appointment. +1 is a clinical decision based on vaccine availability at the time. ABC 15's Cameron POLOM, our vaccine expert, explaining what that means.
Those who are on site, who are making these decisions, know what the vaccine supply looks like at that very moment. If they've had no-shows, if they've had cancellations, if that supply is capable of helping a person who might be a caregiver for an older adult. Carry on hoping for better luck at her mother's second appointment.
If she wasn't living with me, I honestly wouldn't get the vaccine. But I don't want to lose my mom because she's all I have.
Ashley PAREDEZ, ABC 15, Arizona.